Welcome back.
Hello.
Y'all. I always love the hello. I'll be hearing it.
Hi, guys.
Welcome back. Literally, Yasmine, that's how you sound when I listen back to the podcast. You'd be like, hey guys, my name is Yasmine Kardashian, and I just...
Welcome back to the No Cancel Us podcast. I am Rachel.
Okay,
Shari, you always go second.
I'm
Why are you acting
I'm
like
sorry.
this?
I'm acting. I don't know. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. What's
What
up?
is your name? I mean, damn.
I'm Yasmine. Hi, everyone. Welcome.
Thank you for listening. We are back with another weekly episode. We like to start off kind of doing vibe checks, doing temperature checks on each other, seeing how we feel. So today, I want to ask you, how are you feeling? How y'all doing? Don't say fired up.
Oh no, definitely not fired up. I think I'm feeling a little sick right now. My daughter was sick. She had an ear infection. And then I think this time of the year, I have a lot of things due and deadlines, so I can feel the stress sickness on my body for sure.
Okay.
That's the
Yes.
worst. I was gonna say fired up. I feel really good. I feel
yes.
I love that.
I feel refreshed, rejuvenated. It feels like I just came back from a vacation. Like I feel really, really good. I'm excited to be here.
You look amazing. Let me borrow that shirt.
Listen, anytime you got shoulder out, I know you in a good mood. Anytime your shoulders is out, I see a little clavicle, I know you in a good mood.
Yes. How are you feeling, Rach?
I'm feeling great. Something that I've been kind of experiencing the past week is, you know how people always say when you are going through something or having a tough time, that's when you pray, that's when you seek God, that's when you ask for guidance and all that. And I feel like I'm the opposite. Like when things are getting better and good for me, that's when I'm like so grateful, so thankful, and I'm praying that we stay here. So I've been in this space of like getting out of the valley and appreciating the valley and coming up. I ain't at the top of the mountain yet, but I feel myself climbing, and I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful, and I wake up and I be like, nothing can go wrong today. My room looks like, but
That's
we
still
still
a
are.
beautiful
We still
space
happy.
to be in. That's amazing. Congrats.
Yeah. Just to know that this year is gonna end well with a lot less stress is nice to know that November already, you know? But speaking of being in valleys, kind of want to step into our topic for today.
Let's get it.
A lot of our viewers have expressed wanting to get to know us more and the depth of our friendship and the origin and how we are so close-knit. And so I just want to take some more time discussing who we are a little bit more. And today I want to speak more about what and who do we think we were going to be at this age as younger Sharis, younger Yasmines, younger Rachels. Like, who did you think you were going to be? What kind of goals did you have? And then we'll talk about where we actually are. Just so the viewer
I like
and the
this
listener
question.
knows.
This is fun. This is a good one. I like it.
Thank you.
Who wants to go first?
Who wants to go first?
I think you should go first, Clavicle. I think your energy is so good today, so I think that you should lead the pack with little Yazzie.
Oh my gosh, little Yazzie was going to be married with her third child by now, was my plan. I was going to marry my high school boyfriend. We were going to live in the South, and I was probably going to be like a first lady or a pastor myself. That was the track that I was on, to being like a woman of God in every way. And then after university, I moved back to New York, and I got into the groove of who I would be without that identity, because once I hit 21 and I didn't achieve like the first two things off my list, I was like, well, time to scrap that list and like redo it and do something different. And so I moved back to New York. I was trying to work in fashion, and then I interned like crazy. Like I interned for Susan Taylor, who was the editor-in-chief of Essence Magazine, the woman who started Essence Fest. So being able to be in that space was really good. I started my own online magazine. Like, I was going on the career path at that point. And then I got like a corporate job, which bore me to pieces. And I decided, like, okay, let me get on a plane, because I worked for a Jewish company, which I would highly recommend. Jewish people get a lot of days off. Okay, they're not days off for them, but if you're not Jewish, you get a lot of days off. And so even though I had 5 vacation days, 2017 was like the first time I traveled outside of like going to see family in Jamaica or family in the UK. And then the travel bug bit me.
Hello.
And I was like, I want to keep traveling. So I thought of a job that I could do remotely before remote work was a thing. I started my own company. I became a yoga instructor in Bali. And I decided, like, I like being my own boss. And I wanted to be somebody's wife at one point. And now I am my own boss. And I get to decide, like, everything about my life. I'm so independent, and it's exciting. It's an exciting space to be in. It's new. It's different. Every day I look back on those moments like, am I doing myself a disservice? Like, am I doing my younger self a disservice by not following those steps? Or was I just young and misinformed and didn't know how much bills was going to cost and didn't know, all these types of things. So right now I'm just enjoying being in that space of just like total freedom. Feels really good.
Did
Okay.
30 always look like this, or did you have somebody that was 30 when you were younger and you're like,
yes.
Okay.
Yes. So growing up, I think that's why I have friends and I don't have a partner. Because growing up, watching my mom and like her homegirls come to the house and like get dressed and stuff, and my aunts and all my bonus aunties, like, that's something I always wanted. Like, I always watched Living Single and Friends and Girlfriends. And I'm like, I want a group of girls that just like, we hang out, we do the things, da da da. So when I was about like late 20s, I started to think about like, okay, what do I want that life to look like? And it was like, have my own apartment, have friends over. And like, I didn't expect to be the house like everyone hangs out at, but like, I have friends over a lot and it feels really good. And I like hosting people and, creating that space. That's what I was dreaming about. I was dreaming about my friends and my friendships. And I think I have that now.
That taps into a memory that I think you and I both share. You had a birthday party when you were turning, I don't remember, maybe 7 or 8. It was a slumber.
You talk about this birthday party all the time, Chari.
But listen, let me tell you why I remember it too, because I think your aunts were over, your mom's friends as well. And they were doing their thing and we were in the basement doing our thing. And then we did things together. And then in the morning time, they had breakfast for us. But I know they had something else in their cup. Probably, maybe.
I'm sure.
But I vividly remember the laughter or just maybe the feeling in that space. So I can kind of understand where you're coming from with having that surrounding, because that's important to see older women come together and laugh and then invite younger kids in that space. Because sometimes, being Jamaican, sometimes they separate us from seeing their laughter and seeing their good time and seeing them getting dressed
Africans
or going
too.
out. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think because I was also the first child too. Like, I'm the first on both sides of my family. So I don't think they knew what to do with me. Like, we didn't have no sitter or a nanny. It was kind of like, this is our first baby. What do we do? So,
here you go.
Right. I was a part of a lot of
the group chat baby.
Things. Yeah. I was definitely like how Zen is with us and we kikiing. I was kikiing with them. That's how, I think that's why I give such good advice, because I'm like, well, my auntie told me that, Like, I was always a part of conversations and always included. So like, no matter what they were talking about, they would try to speak in pig Latin, but I picked that up too. I was like, what we doing? What we talking about? Fill me in, girl.
I'm here.
Yeah. It's the best. It's the best.
Okay.
What about you guys?
Just to piggyback off of that, Yasmine, I think I have to get to a place before I share who I was and am. I have to get to a place of understanding that the growth of me is not so much like me denying another person or feeling betrayed, because even now there are moments and parts of me where I feel betrayed and that may be just a dramatic term to use, but betrayed by either my body and what it does to me, because I thought it would behave a certain way at a certain time with a certain person, and then I'm completely shocked every time. Like, who are you? You bad. So that's something important, where I have to just accept the changing of me, the maturing of me, the understanding of me. And that's WIP, a work in progress. But
okay, acronyms. I was like, whip. You're getting
that
great.
was a little bit of accounting I dropped in there, some accounting terms. But little Rachel was, so growing up, I always heard the things I used to do that no child would do. Things I used to say that no child would say. And I heard it so much that it was normal to me, didn't really think much of it. But growing up, I thought I was going to be definitely married by the age of 32. You reminded me, Yaz. Even in my late 20s, in my 20s, I thought at the age of 30, I would have been, I'm going to cut my hair, been going like growing locks, because I'm having kids and I'm going to be all natural, and I'm going to be feeding my kids dirt from the ground because they have to have the best of the best. I would have a husband. I don't even know what the husband looked like per se, but I was definitely going to be married in my 20s. And then as I got older, well, when I started reaching the ages that my sisters were turning, having kids and getting married, and realized, okay, I'm their age, and ain't no man in the bank. Ain't no man in the bank. That's when it started to hit me. Like you, Yaz, I also caught the travel bug. I mean, I lived in another country from very young age. So I lived in Ghana for 5 years, and so America being the final destination was never a thing for me, because my parents have always lived a life of, we're here, we're raising money to live elsewhere. We going back, okay? This is not forever for us. And that was their story. They didn't care what we chose to do, but I always knew that there was more options. And so as I've gotten older, post, I think after college, I did a study abroad program in Italy for a month. May 2012, I made a decision that I would always visit at least one country every year. It was just like, this is something I'm going to do for myself. And honestly, now thinking back, that's a really profound thing to do at the age of 21, like to make such a decision. And literally, I've at least done 3 countries every year since making that statement. Wow. And it's just changed my life, because I don't know who I would be without travel. I don't know, the people and the connections I wouldn't have made without travel. And it's just allowed me to be a much more bold person. I've always been bold. I went back home to Ghana last year, and somebody who I grew up with had come to visit. I didn't know they were there, but they heard my voice and heard me talking to somebody in the hallway coming in. And they immediately was like, that's Rachel coming. And when he saw me, he was like, wow, you literally have not changed. Even when you were 4, this is how you spoke. You've been this girl. You've been telling folks what to do.
I love that.
You've been gathering people. And honestly, in that moment, I thought, wow, like, for so long, I felt like I had to be smaller and less bold. And to know that I've been this person since I was 3, it was just like, it gave me this energy, like, ain't nobody about to tell me nothing no more. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been this person. Like, I cannot deny this person. I cannot deny who my soul and who my being is. And so it just, I remember thinking, wow, it affirmed me in a different way. Like, that I've heard that I've been doing this since I was little, but just someone seeing me 20 plus years later and being like,
confirmation.
Wow. Yeah. It felt so good. But now I now work in interior design. I also love film and love creating safe spaces on film. And so I never thought this would be my track. I went to school to be an accountant. And that's why I gave y'all a little WIP moment. But that's where that ends. For my business, I'm constantly making sure that the skills and what I learned, the basics, are still present and showing up.
Yeah.
But I love where I am. I love the growth that's happening. I love the consistency I'm seeing myself portray. I love these new connections and new businesses I'm creating with my girlfriends, like this podcast. And so I'm excited about 35 and 40. And when it comes to marriage and kids, at this point, boss is first. Not to say I don't want these things, but I feel so good and to know I have this, and whether I have kids to pass it down to, I have nieces, I have family members. What will be, will be. And I'm very happy with that. And I'm grateful to God for all of it all.
I think that's super special, because a lot of times people find their happiness in love. And what you two both talked about is finding your happiness within yourself and reflecting back on your retro journey, your present journey, and your future journey of thinking about 35 and 40 and being still profoundly proud of that person, because you accepted that you are still going to be in control of that person. And sometimes people really harper on the fact of finding love and having a baby, having a career. I know you mentioned being a boss's first. Yeah, it is beautiful, but it is a great balance between knowing that you and God are in control of that. And me being in a marriage, how, at times I can be guilty of finding my happiness within my husband and putting so much pressure on him to define what makes me happy and what my future looks like, because it's like, you're my partner, you're supposed to determine what my future looks like, we're in here together. And I think the reality is, when you know who you are and you have moments of reflection and you have these conversations, you can really have ownership and have no regrets or have no rebuttal of what's to come. So thank y'all so much for that. When I think about baby Chari, I've always been very goal oriented. I think that's part of my genes and my genetics. My mom is a teacher, and she taught us very young to, if you say you're going to do something, how are you going to do it? Not just do it, but how are you going to do it? And that's always been the thing of my life, of saying I'm going to do something and then thinking about how, but also just understanding that everything I say that I'm going to do, I don't have to do. And that took a long time.
Hello.
Oh, did I hit something?
You hit something. The Holy Spirit was definitely moving for sure.
In all avenues, okay?
I think that, sorry, when we had COVID moments and you couldn't cough, so you had to hold your cough in, that's how I'm feeling right now. I'm trying to hold my cough back.
Because we judging you from our respective homes.
I feel
this is separate, y'all. Oh no, it's not COVID. If y'all are listening,
no, it's definitely not.
It's not COVID for sure.
I knew what you were gonna say. It definitely is COVID.
No.
If I could pass you a cough drop, because I'm stocked.
If I could make you some tea, I would.
You know you good for some tea. I'm gonna get some tea after this podcast for sure, and take a cough drop, and then be in class with my mask on, turning red so I don't cough, so people don't think I have COVID or anything.
Oh no. The trauma of 2020 is serious. Yes, but yeah, bring us back.
Let me steer back to the gem that hit of doing something, saying that I want to do something, and feeling like I have to do it, but then learning that I don't, is a learning process for me, because baby Chari wanted to be like a model. America's Next Top Model came out in that moment of when people started asking, what do you want to do for life? I wanted to be a model. I always wanted to be a therapist, which I'm very proud that I'm tapping into doing. But knowing that I'm actually still accomplishing those things, but it doesn't look like what I thought it was going to look like. I really thought I was going to be America's Next Top Model, and I was going to be on Tyra Banks' show. And then I was going to also be like a basketball wife. That was one of my goals in life. If you listen to any of my other interviews, I've said that often of I really wanted to be a basketball wife. For real,
I
for
don't
real.
think I knew that.
Yes, girl.
That's why
I've heard you say it and play around with it, but I didn't know you were like really a saber.
Yeah, I think some beams are happening right now.
I know.
I think
I didn't know you was.
I was dead serious, like trying to be a basketball wife. So for secure, I think it's for security. Like when I think about it, it's like somebody who's going to be making money, and then I can just kind of chill. But going back to the conversation of recognizing that my partner doesn't define my happiness. So when I plan things in life, I should consider him, but not make him not make him the plan, make him a part of the plan.
Or have him have a role he don't know about.
That part. A lot of people do assign roles to people that they have no idea that's their assignment.
None. And it's in their head right here. All of
That's
it.
scary.
And then you wondering why you having arguments with somebody and they don't even know what you talked about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ciao.
The expectation is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. But yeah, I'm totally proud of what I've accomplished and where I've become. And similar to you guys' story of how travel has changed the trajectory of everything, it kind of like loosened up the plans, but it also added some sort of like fertilization to our soil. I think when
Seasoning.
we all decided to
seasoning.
travel around like 2012, 2015, 2017. All of us kind of had this thing without communicating to each other. And I remember being in like Paris and being like, this jump started my career. Like being somewhere like outside of the United States, this has jump started me being 22. I feel like I'm 42 because what we used to see is that you get older and you travel. But once I was there, I was like, I don't have to be old to do this. I don't have to be old to talk to different people. I don't have to be old to own my own business. And it jump started so much. So to answer the question in a circle, I did not think 30 would look like this. I thought 30 was something different.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think I would be in a club at 30, honestly.
We those people in the club.
I don't go to the club that much, but I remember being 18 and hearing if you 25 and up and literally being like, are you serious? Out of all places, at the age of 25, you at that tender age, you sitting in the club, and it's just hilarious. You know, that every once in a while I do like to jump on a couch or two in Atlanta and just act stupid because I can.
Yeah.
Because I can.
Can I just also say something, you guys? There is so much life left. Like this is also why I don't subscribe to people's age. I'm sick of people talking about their age because we subscribe it to something. Oh, by 35 I want this. By 40 I want this. It is so ridiculous. And if you talk to somebody that has sense, an elder in your life, someone who's been around for a long time, and our families live long, baby. We got 90, 100, 80-year-olds live and kicking.
Thriving.
We have so much life left. And for us, like talking about our 30s, it's laughable.
It's a joke.
Yeah. It's laughable.
Facts.
There's so much. We are it's just getting 30. Fun.
And I like that you say that because when I think about all of our 20s, I mention that because we've done things that people in their 30s or 40s or 50s are still aspiring to do. And because we live so much of our life in our 20s, I have the sentiment with Rachel of being excited for what 35 or 40 could look like. Because if I did that in my 20s or my teens or my baby Chari age, God has blessed us with so much more, and I'm excited.
Yeah. It's going to be so fun. We're going to have so much more money. You know, all the possibilities that are going to open up. I'm watching my mom and her homegirls still be the same girls, but they got money. It's fabulous. It's fabulous. They order bottles, and it's not a thing.
And they're not splitting the check. They're just like, I got it.
It's just like, is this what it's like? I love hanging out with them. Oh my gosh, it's fabulous.
I love that you get to see that. I think the biggest thing for me, I have to remember the importance of not making age a thing. This year is like the first year where I entered a space of just like releasing things and releasing control, just let it go. You say you're going to do this. this is your plan. You have it, like you're working towards it. Let everything else go that you literally have no control of. And
Surrender.
it really has been so
It's
just a
so much
space,
lighter.
just to work from a space of ease. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I see people who have been in these positions and who are in that, and I'm like, I know exactly what they're going through. It's because you induce yourself into depression.
Yeah. Yeah.
Without even knowing. You
Yes.
don't think it's depression. You don't call it but it's depression. I
What
remember
are
feeling
some of
like
those symptoms that you're referring to that you see people do?
or even better yet, what I've done, I would not want to leave the house. Like, I love being home, don't get me wrong, but like there would be days where I didn't want to leave the bed. Like I was just like, I'll just work from the bed or just be like, I'm fine being in my room and being left alone. This was depression, period. It may have been an acute form of it, but to be in a state of mind where you have no ambition, no goal, no drive, no push, because you are controlling everything in your head and then at the same time have no control of it. So it's like,
yeah,
what are you doing?
frustrating.
And then you deprive yourself of things and
Yeah.
feel like you don't deserve them, and
It's
know
the worst space to be in.
and
Every
it
time
really
someone
is.
asks me my age or want to talk about age, I'm like, for what? Let's talk about experiences. Age matters when it does, and when it doesn't, it literally is. It is keeping us. Culture and society has forced us to believe things about certain ages. It's so freeing to let all of that BS go. Forget everything you were ever taught and to start anew. It's the best.
I think too,
100%.
it's good to remember, like you said, the boundlessness of it and tapping into being childlike. Just like Rachel said, jumping on couches, having fun, laughing with your girls, being silly and being okay with not knowing or being curious or asking silly questions.
Yeah.
That just because you're 30 doesn't mean you got it all together.
Hello.
Or
Because
doing it because you just can, like, and you just don't care about what anyone else is saying, because of course we all go through that phase of the 10, we're late teens, even 20s, where so much of outside influence, opinions, words, looks make such a huge difference on who we grow up to be and who we start molding ourselves to be. And then you reach this place where you hope to reach a place of not giving two fucks. Like, I'm gonna do it,
growth.
and I'm gonna do it this way. And yeah, it's a beautiful space to be in. Like,
Most people
so
don't even know how to make their own decisions. Everything they know, they were taught. I mean, seriously, I know this because I was this. Like, that's why I love my solitude now, because I get to think for myself and make choices for myself.
Yeah.
Just, what do I want to wear? What do I want to eat? Where do I want to go? What makes me feel good every day? Without asking anybody else. What do you want to do?
So our producer let us know a week ago that we need to come ready to share why we shouldn't be canceled. Okay. And so I was sure to write mine down and to keep it up here. And so before we kind of close out, tune out, all that good stuff, we always like to end the show by saying what we don't want to get canceled for. And for me today, don't cancel me, but I reached a certain age where I told myself that I would not hold my gas in.
Oh,
so
why is it always
this has been
hygiene?
some years now. This is because apparently I have a hygienic issue, but I just told myself I'm not doing it. I'm not holding it out. I'm not. Maybe I have a gastro issue. We gonna reach that at another time. But I'm not holding it in. I'm not holding it. I mean, literally, in order for me not like, it would have to be a really special moment for me to hold it in and give myself cramps and choke. It gotta be special, like maybe a wedding. And the wedding, I gotta be a bridesmaid, maid of honor, something like it gotta be. The stakes gotta be high. But I will be that person who
in the bathroom
shuts their eyes, leaning. I will.
You at the bathroom like you're in the bathroom like shutting it down.
I'm gonna do a courtesy flush. I'm a courtesy flush.
Okay.
But I will be that chick on the flight with her head leaned on the window because I am a window seat girl. And I will close my eyes and release. And I will stay asleep. Okay? So cancel me all you want to, but what I'm not gonna do is subject myself to pain. Because it be real pain.
The
What I
face
will
tells
say
it
is,
all.
I will say is I am doing better about my diet, and so you will not be hurt by it. Okay.
That's good,
And
Rachel.
but you know, if I surprise you, I surprise you. I'm gonna just look at you because every time now everybody gets it, they just look at me and I'm like, well,
It happens.
it had to come out. Where is it gonna go? Where do y'all want me to take it? Is where my question is. Where is it supposed to go?
I wanted to err, pun intended, on the same side.
Oh my gosh.
On the same side as that, but child, okay, I have a thing where I feel like my aunt used to say this, so she made me believe it about myself. Don't cancel myself. Don't cancel myself. Don't cancel me, but I have changed my body to eat food that's gone off a little bit. Now, again, my aunt has told me that I was like, yeah, we have strong stomachs. Like we could just eat anything. And let me tell you
Not
something.
strong here.
I had me some Wingstop Ranch in the fridge, and I had made me a plant-based pizza. And I opened the ranch. I said, you know what? I probably should throw it away. I did not throw it away because it was a cauliflower pizza, and I needed some joy in there. And I did what I had to do. Everything's fine.
Did you
everything's always
go
gonna be
to the
fine.
bathroom like Rachel? Did you let loose? Did you go out that day?
I haven't. We'll see how the rest of the day goes, honestly. But I feel fine. I'm hungry, though.
Okay.
You'll always be fine.
Yeah.
Aaron, no matter which side you err on.
Yeah.
The air is Aaron.
The air is Aaron.
I need to stop that, though. Like, I can't keep eating rotten food. Like, it's not good.
It's definitely not good. You can develop like a bacterial infection.
I'm sure.
You 100% can. Unless it's
sure.
fried, then you're probably good. Because, when something's fried.
See, once you give me like a disclaimer, I'm like, well, let me just put it in the air fryer. It'll be fine. Fry the bacteria.
The rule is changed.
It's
fry it out.
I know
Heat it up.
I look like a delicate flower, but I'm gross a little bit too. Forgive me.
100%. It's okay though.
I don't even know what to. I was not going in that direction. I was not.
It's fine.
But that's okay.
We love to surprise our listeners and viewers.
Don't cancel me, but I think I spoke about this on my Instagram today of like being a content creator and being in a space of like political stuff happening, but still having to deliver content that has nothing to do with humanity is very, very hard, especially as a social worker or a future social worker. That's been very hard. So if you are a listener and you are like having to deliver or show up for your job every day, meanwhile you have these other reserved feelings, let us know. How are you feeling about the world not being able to speak or say things that you want to say, and you still got to show up like nothing's happening? Because deliverables are deliverables, and you don't want to be that person.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
That's where I'm at.
Thank you so much for following us. You are listening to the
Don't Cancel Us podcast.
Boop, 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 boop.
I feel like we did it.
Follow us on Instagram, follow us on Spotify, follow us on YouTube at Don't Cancel Us Cast, and Patreon